Check this out. Drake invents the 2-song EP. It's all happening.
Static selector.
Now, if you missed the release of Drake's Scary Hours, punch yourself in the face. The EP features 2 tracks, yes, only 2. Both represent quintessential Drizzy, both revel in Aubrey's nearly constant loneliness, basking in a life littered with jealousy and envy, the trappings of success. God's Plan has all the classic Drizzy sing-songy elements. Skeletal keys that sound like they're marching solemnly through the 6, a hook crooning something about haters wishing bad things on them, somehow super sad and super inspiring simultaneously. Best line, she say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry. That song would have been a lot of aim away messages back in '03. Super quotable.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The second track, Diplomatic Immunity, is my personal favorite type of Drake rhymes. Just 4 minutes and 16 seconds of straight rapping and bragging, and one-liners served on a dinner plate ready for debate. Let's break it down. Out the gate, cause niggas talking to me like I'm slowing down. Opinions over statistics, of course. Is it really opinions over statistics? I mean, it's impossible to deny the commercial success of Views. That album was the top-selling album of 2016, selling 4.14 million unit equivalents, notching massive hits, One Dance, Controller, among others, all of which is dope, but it's also his lowest rated release according to Metacritic. It received a flaccid 69 from critics and an anemic 5.7 from users. 5.7 is fairly common for users and critics to agree, for example, when an album is awesome, but much more rare for critics and users to agree that an album is awful or mediocre. Looks like Views brought people together.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
In 2017, though, Drake released More Life. Now, that project received a warmer reception from critics and fans, averaging a 79 from critics, 6.9 from users, but it sold markedly less than his previous release, Views. He was even outsold by Kendrick Lamar, who would go on to have the highest selling album that year, and damn. So not only did neither of Drake's last 2 projects impress critically or impress his fans, but from one project to another, he actually moved less units. So maybe that's why people are talking to him like he's slowing down. Statistically speaking, that's exactly what happened to his sales. Next best line. Refuse to comply with regulations. I listen to heavy metal for meditation. No silence, like Sanders on the Detroit Lions. Get a run around and I'll bury you where they won't find you. Motor City Casino, I'm out the cage with my old license. They tell me don't worry, I got your money like old Cyrus. Dirty 30, working on me. This is the type of train of thought rhymes at the core of Diplomatic Immunity. Just about every 4th bar sets up the next 4 bars. I listen to heavy metal for meditation. No silence connects to Barry Sanders, who was a very soft-spoken running back for the Detroit Lions. Then the Motor City Casino reference to Detroit, which is where the Lions play. Then I got your money reference like Osiris, which is a shout out to Old Dirty Bastard. Then the next line opens up with Dirty 30. Jesus, I love this type of stuff, and Drizzy does a great job of connecting it all to things that are happening in his life, which seems like a never-ending trending topic. For example, later in the song, he talks about how in 2017 he lost to J-Lo. The media picked up on that, went viral everywhere, but the next line is a Rotterdam trip, playing off of A-Rod, but also playing off the Dutch city. He does it again later on in the song when he calls out everyday struggle and Joe Buttons and academics, all wordplay, all train of thought, everything. It's all happening.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Here's the most debate-worthy line on the track though. Closed off, but I never stay closed. Billboard Awards, I claim 13 out in Vegas like Serenos. Black excellence, but I guess when it comes to me, it's not the same though. All goody. Black excellence, but I guess when it comes to me, it's not the same though. Such a standout statement coming from Drizzy Drake. I mean, here's this half black, half Canadian, half American, half Jewish kid sitting on top of the world like Brandy and Mace, talking about black excellence as if it's a distant term that doesn't quite fit him. And maybe it doesn't. I mean, historically, Drake's always taken flack for not talking about social issues, whether American or whether global, outside of a stray couplet here or there. It's not something he's musically concerned himself with. J. Cole, for example, he's the opposite. He's biracial as well, and he regularly tackles these issues in interviews and on wax. He was marching in Ferguson. It's part of his brand. He's also American. Kendrick Lamar's never been afraid to step into the social issues, socially conscious box either. I mean, All Right was arguably rap's strongest protest song over the past 5 years. For his sophomore release, Kendrick delivered To Pimp a Butterfly, an album blacker than Dead Mike.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Kanye West, Diddy, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, they've all to varying degrees tackled complex social issues in their music. All to varying degrees expounded on the challenges facing minorities in America or globally. There's an embrace of the good, the bad, the ugly of society that just about every other rap icon touches on or has touched on. So when Drake finally used his platform to address police brutality in the wake of the death of Alton Sterling, stating that he finally had a strong need to say something, people were legitimately surprised. Check this out. BET ran an article entitled "Drake Takes Public Stance Against Police Brutality." The second sentence reads, "Many in hip-hop have reacted to what's happened over the last 48 hours, but perhaps most surprising is Drake." The Atlantic called it Drake's crucial political awakening, stating the killing of Alton Sterling has led the biggest rapper in the world to break his silence about Black Lives Matter. The Atlantic was optimistic that this would lead to a more socially conscious Drake. The piece closes with, "It could be a spur to yet wider political mobilization," giving his song title Charged Up new meaning. I hope so, but I highly doubt it. Drizzy's got it good. He got a bar mitzvah, he gets to say nigga, he's the first international artist to dominate hip-hop for 8 years straight. Think about that. First international artist to dominate hip-hop for 8 years straight. He has 2 separate countries defending every action and inaction simultaneously. He's arguably the most corporate rapper on the planet. Jazz Prince, Young Money, Cash Money, Republic, Universal, OVO, Warner, Apple, Jordan Brand, Nike all make something off the kid. He has no responsibility, zero, zip, zilch, to talk about things he doesn't care about or doesn't want to. And Drake's done an amazing job of representing the emotions we all go through internally, the insecure individual whispering inside us all. But he's never truly represented the American people, and he's never feigned to. That's not his burden, which is why it's so wild to hear Drake talk about how Black excellence ain't the same when it comes to him. Is the Black experience in Canada really that different? Isn't it enough to just to be kind of Blackish and rich? Or is it tough to claim Black excellence if you keep Black issues at a distance? I don't have the answer to these questions.
Static selector.
Another Saturday, it's all happening. Thank you guys for rocking with us each week, and thank you all for the well wishes last week when I was bedridden with the flu. Hope you enjoyed the episode of All Out Show. We talked about Ghostface and Big Mike. Big shout out to Jude. This is a real question that I have in this week's episode. Drake put a brand new thought in my mind. I personally think of Drake as Black excellence. I think he meets all the things that I think about when I think about all the awesome people who use that word and all the people who maybe aren't celebrities who embody that experience and embody that meaning. I don't think of him separate, but it's interesting to hear him separately. For example, like I think of Steph Curry when I think of Black excellence, and he grew up rich with an NBA dad. I'm not sure if it's a class thing. I don't think of Omarosa as Black excellence, for example, and no shots at her. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This was a really, really, really interesting song to me from Drake. Interesting EP, but definitely interesting song. I'm a big fan of Diplomatic Immunity. I like God's Plan as well. They're doing crazy numbers on Spotify, and they're both #1 and #2 on Apple Music. You tell me if Drake is back. Is this better than More Life? Does it look like we are anticipating his next project again? Let us know in the comment section as well. Also, we're doing a giveaway this week. Most interesting, exciting, funny comment will receive a free It's All Happening t-shirt. So make sure you leave your comments in the comment section as well. Like and subscribe to the channel. Follow at The Company Man on everything. I feel a lot better, even though I'm not all the way well again, and I'll be in New York this week for the Grammys. If you're in NYC, hit me up. It's all happening.